Hello guys, welcome to Freddy Supercoach. Today we're going to be talking about some mid-priced players, especially in the midfield. So I was going to be talking about Elliot Yeo, but I've pushed him into the backline mid-prices. So yeah. Currently this is the team we're rocking with. I know it's a bit different than the one I literally just put out like 4 days ago or something. But yeah, I've scrapped the Italian boys in Bont and Petrarca, and I've gone for Stewart and Wines instead. And I've just upgraded the money elsewhere. So I've gotten like I don't remember the last team very well, but I've gotten some better rookies and some more people off the field. So what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 primos, 11, 12 quote unquote primos. Yeah, so I've got 10 plus these two who I'm hoping to trade out by the buys. So how many spots do we need to fill? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spots to fill with 40 trades. So yeah. I've got a little spreadsheet up here. Let's just do that. Alright, so it's Guthrie versus Wines versus Amon versus Crouch versus Martin, which I think are the most important mid prices in this line. So first we'll start with Guthrie. His price obviously is 420,000, which is the cheapest of the five, which probably makes him a little bit more enticing, I think, with his price. But I also think his games, which I don't have listed here, is also the least with 6. So that is one to consider. He averaged 83.7 last year. But he had a sub-affected game, which was still like a 98 for some reason. I don't know. He would have on track to score a lot better. His needed average for me to start him, so this is not projected, this is not needed average for like to hold his prices, for me to start him is a 90. Just because a 90 is more of a placeholder. So a 90 he goes up what? Let's say he goes up, I don't know, he's discounted. So let's say he goes up 100k with a 90 and he holds a 90 average till his buy. That means I've gotten more money elsewhere. So say if instead I start bloody, I don't know, Errol Gordon, who's 620k, that's 200,000 I am spending elsewhere to get another rookie off the field. So that was my theory behind that. His buy round is round 14, which for mid prices is probably one of the better buy rounds. That's a good thing. Position, he plays mid. His position that he needs to score well is in the midfield, in the guts. But he also, I'll write it here. He also somehow scored his best game off the halfback, which did surprise me a little bit. How much do I need to do this way just so it looks a bit better? There we go. Which yeah, it surprised me a little bit when I read that stat. Yeah, I don't know. CBA's 4 mids. So as you can see, Amon, who was a winger and halfback, and Martin, who was a winger and halfback. He was the second least behind Wines, but with scores above 60%. So when he's playing more mid-time, he's actually scoring less. So that once again, I don't know. So his start for me is a watch and see in the preseason. I will start probably 1 or 2 of these guys, is my theory behind it. And if one of them, if say Guthrie, is probably the riskiest to start with, but the best to downgrade to if he starts playing well. So say if you start with Martin and Crouch, right, and Martin goes back to a wing within 2 weeks, then you just drop Martin down to a Guthrie and save I don't know, 70k, 72k, and bang, you have 72k in the bank for round two to see if you can correct rookies or what you call it or whatever you need to do. So I think that is a big plus side with Guthrie's game. Um, here, if we go to here, he has keeper potential with 113, and especially like I was looking at his stats. This game he was subbed off with 61% TOG, and that was his second best game. This game was his highest CBAs, and that was his worst game or second worst game. And then this game, 29% CBAs, and he's playing off halfback. Like, you look at his numbers, and it's like, what, 28 disposals, 7 marks, 2 tackles. And even this game, 77, he has 2 kickouts. And you look here, bring up the heat map from round 3, which was when he scored his 116. He's playing halfback here. Like, that's not in the guts. Or even like a bit of wing, kind of. So that is the reason I will not be starting with Guthrie, but he will be in my consideration. Next is Ollie Wines. Pilot. Wines, he's an interesting one. I don't mind the selection, but who does he force out of that midfield? So we come back to here. So, what? It's Rosie at 70. Hayes is a ruckman, I'm pretty sure. You're a ruckman. Butters, JHF, Willem Drew, and Trav Boak. Right? So, talks are that Rosie is getting more pushed to the wing. Not the wing, half forward a bit. And then even Butters, he started pretty slow and then got up there. So, yeah, we'll see what they do there. But it's clear that those are the 3 they want to stick with. So we'll see what happens. I do think Willem Drew's his CBAs will drop a bit. Like they even started dropping towards the end of the season, and that's when Wines picked up a few more when I was in this. They're switching when he goes 90%. Wines goes 17%. When Wines goes, say, 75, he goes 30 or 65, 35. Like, it's very hopscotchy. But if Wines can lock down a CBA role, I think he's in my side. He's an ex-Brownlow medalist. If you look here, he's done 105, 113, 104, like, just very, very consistent. This was his lowest score since his rookie season. So, he probably is a start for me if he gets the right role. One thing I wanted to look at is his top 3 games. So 1, 2, 3. This game, I want to see heat map and CBAs is the one thing I want to see. Sorry about this. Got to reset up my VPN. Boom. So this is round 3 from Guthrie. So this game, first game, 60% CBAs. So it wasn't quite recorded in my stat, and he still went at 90 in my stat. But he is playing this high half forward wing midfield split, right? And even on this wing, which isn't a bad role. I wouldn't mind if you can cut out that wing and hold these 2. That's not a bad spot. 74%, this 134, so this was counted. And yeah, just inside mid. He's playing inside mid and he gets his highest score of the year. 111, it's 73 once again. Like inside mid. And yeah, inside mid. Going around to the stoppages where they are. Yeah, very, very good scoring. Even this one, 47. Where was this? This is probably a wing where the ball was on his side. No, wait. Yeah, like he's just stretching the wing, and this wing, even a lot more inside mid, but all his disposals are coming from that wing. So he's probably playing a little bit of wing. What else? Now we look at his worst game of the season, which is probably this. Go to 3 again. That's round 1 down here. 34, 47, 43. So we look at them. 43. First we look at CBA. 68. So it's not bad. But he's playing in defence. He's playing in forward. He's playing on the wing. Who is this against? This is against Sydney. Who won? So we go look up Sydney. And we'll see if they got done. 2023. What round was it? Round 4. It was a very close game. Wow, they just held on to a win. So he's probably playing. That's when they flood the back line. I'm not sure why his score was so low in that one. What did he do anything? Not much disposals. What's that? I don't even know. Anyway. Oh, we are on that one. Alright, next. This was round 19. 17% midfield. And he's playing this very condensed high half forward. And he's just not getting the pill at all. Who was that against? Collingwood. They got done that round, didn't they? That was the close one. And he just... I watched that game. He did not get much of the footy, I remember. I didn't see him at all. He managed 13 touches, and then this one, second lowest score of the year. CBA's is at 21. That's not good at all. Like you see, his lowest games are when he has no CBAs. And here, bit of inside mid, but just on the wings. What was his tog in that game? 73. How is he playing inside mid at 21% CBAs? I am not sure. Maybe just stretched along the ground. But yeah, so you look at these games where he scored poorly, and they're all on with low percent CBAs. So if those CBAs can improve, I think I start him. He's got the best buy for premium. So if he becomes a premium, like a extra premium, say he does 100, you keep him. Say he gets forward eligibility or half forward eligibility. Probably use him in the forward line if he's averaging 100, or even if some new forwards pop up, he could be a 23rd. Could be an option. Amon. Amon, I think 483, so a bit more expensive than Wines. Averaged 86, which is the third highest. He did 105 with for me to start him on a halfback role, it's going to need to be a 105 average. He has the best buy for premiums, but plays on a wing. So we look up Carl Amon. We'll go to... I'll just look them up for the shits and giggles. Amon. No, that is not Carl Amon. We look here, Carl Amon. Yeah, 2% CBAs. Yeah, here we go. He has, in previous years, averaged 92. But we look at this. This was his last 6 games, 106 in a halfback role with kickouts. If he has this role, I will be starting him. We look at these heat maps. Halfback. That's more wing, round 18. Round 18. More wing. Halfback, bit of guts. Halfback. So, if he's playing a halfback role with kickouts, I start him, I think. With this wing role, he could go 111, playing with a wing that's getting a lot of the ball, even pushing down the middle. Or he could score a 49 with the ball on the other side of the wing. And you look there and he's going to be pushing towards the ball a bit more. So if he's on a halfback role, I think it's a start. If he's not on the halfback role, I think halfback. I think this one is just a watch. This one, mid-time. Crouch is the next guy that we look at. Matt Crouch, not Brad. And we'll go over to the Crows. Matt Crouch is another interesting one. Is he best 22? Played 7 games. Kitted up round 8 as the sub. Scored a 35 in 40% CBAs. But you look at every other game when he came back, he 70+% or 65+% CBAs, and average 108. Like, that's pretty fucking impressive if you ask me. So that is why he is currently in my side, and he's probably the one that is. So 490 for me to start him 105, and when he's in the side, he averages 108. So I don't know. Yeah, so his CBAs is 67. He's clearly the number 2 option in that midfield. He has the best buy for mid prices, and he couldn't even become an extra premium with that 108 average. So, in my opinion, with all this, if he can hold everything that we've just talked about now, I think he's a start. Now, last but not least, Nicky Martin. This one is probably a pass from me, Nick Martin. I'm aware of the time. I will have to speed things up slightly. Rumour says he goes back on halfback. So he has had some CBAs, a snitch of them. This is his CBAs, 13. He goes 140 somehow. Jesus, what has he done here? Is it just, just bloody everywhere. CBAs, 3 and 6. His scoring is very, very. It's just against North Carlton, and they smashed him. His scoring is very patchy on a wing. So if he does have a halfback role, I think I start him over Amon. If they both have a halfback role, I'm leaning towards Amon because he has some scoring history there. But yeah, those are probably it. I will do a defensive mid-prices, a rucks mid-prices, but it's like not going to be very long. It might be a YouTube short or a TikTok about it. And then, fuck, the forward line. Don't even want to talk about it. It's literally just Flanders and then fucking rookies. But yeah, so these are my guys to watch out for in preseason. The mid-price madness, or the what would a better use of words be? Maybe not mid-price madness, a discounted premium, because all of these guys have had some premium scorings, apart from, I think, Nick Martin. If Nick Martin was a forward, I would be a lot more inclined to start him. Is my thing. He's only played for 2 years, so he's 3. 2. Yeah, so he's like Dacos. And he was a mid-season draft pickup. Maybe 30 is lucky, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it really ignore that. Please consider subscribing to the channel, as it really helps out. Yeah, so I will probably post a player-by-player comparison. Like I've said, I've filmed the Dacos one. I want to kind of like release them stagnant. So I will do all the defense and then put them out for premieres. And then I'll do all the mids, put them out on premieres, all the forwards, whatever. It will probably be, like I said, top 6 in each line and then some values. This was the the midfielders that I wanted to get out because I knew I would have to make a video, so I thought I'd just lump them all together. And yeah, I think I've done pretty well for time. So
yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.